Uh, Skull.
Uh,
Guess what?
uh,
Skull
uh,
Division. In your
Team
face.
Skull.
Team analysis. Uh, uh.
We're still stuck in the past, huh? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Double Dip Draft, Team Skull Division Draft Analysis. My name is White Loaf, captain of the Bayou Belly Bolts, and I am joined today
By Aurora, coach of the Hoonspook Hunters, and it has been nearly 2 years since Season 7 happened. We are finally here with Season 8. It's starting. We're getting close to, like, some people playing their first matches already, even.
Exciting times, finally getting back into the swing of things. And we're starting the season off right with our draft analysis. As we said, we are tackling the Skull Division. There are 4 divisions this time around. We have Team Magma, Team Aqua, Team Rocket, and of course, Team Skull.
It's so great.
I love it.
I love Team Skull. They're the best fucking team.
It's so sad being Aqua.
I'm in Rocket.
That's alright.
It's okay. It's probably like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's like the one that's like respected the most in general.
Yeah, I could live with being a Rocket Grunt. We just want things to be wetter.
True. But we do have 8 teams to analyze. Gonna take a while to analyze them, so I'd say let's hop straight into it with the first team we're gonna be looking at today, the San Antonio Jolteons. We have a lot of new people coming to the draft this season. San Antonio Jolteons, coached by Lysander Wolf, among them. And honestly, like looking at this draft first glance, I don't hate it. Like this is not a bad lineup at all.
Yeah.
Do you want to run us down the list?
Yeah, going down the list, we have our first. I'm going to go in order of how they were picked as well. Starting off with Terra Captain Gastrodon, Mega Manectric, Arcanine, Umbreon, Metagross, Mimikyu, Flygon, Terra Captain Porygon Z, Primarina, Terra Captain Paldean Tauros, and Cherrim.
So weirdly, the first thing that stands out to me about this team is that nothing really stands out to me about this team.
Yeah,
the highest point Pokemon on this team are like Metagross and Primarina, who are both 7. So like there isn't much of a like wow factor going on here.
Yeah, but I think part of the wow factor comes in is that aside from Cherrim, the lowest point Pokemon is technically a 3-pointer with Paldean Tauros, though it does go up an extra 2 points because of Terra Captaining it. And with that, like you kind of have a jack of all trades, master of none. You've got decent bulk, you've got decent speed, you've got decent offense, decent physical defense. You're not exactly very mastered in any of those one things, except for maybe Mega Manectric with how fast it is. Although even then, it's kind of held back by the simple fact that I just can't hold an item.
Yeah, the speed is probably like the weakest part of this team because you've got Manectric, and after that it immediately plummets to base 100 if Flygon and Paldean Tauros. So there is like a bit of room for improvement there. Like would have liked to see like something around like the 110 range, or like just like slightly creep above 100. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like we do have like some hazard control in Flygon, learning Defog. We've got a nice like Wishpasser and Cleric and Umbreon. Like it's an all around like very well balanced team. Like nothing really like too frail to like just like min-max into like one little pigeonhole.
Yeah, I do think again, like having your only like defogger really being Flygon does sting a little bit, especially when you take into account that there's no grounded poison, so you can't get rid of toxic spikes that way either.
Yeah,
which I do
hazards are
think-
gonna be like a
it really hurts his team.
yeah, hazards are gonna like not be very fun to deal with. But like there are options against it, and also like heavy duty boots are an item which mons like Arcanine are gonna be like pretty liberally using anyway already, because there isn't much of a reason for them not to.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you know, Terra Captain, like, the 3 Terra Captains they chose, I think, are all really good picks. Gastrodon being able to get rid of that 4 times weakness to grass, while also still keeping a water immunity no matter what, thanks to Storm Drain. Terra Captain Porygon Z, you know, adaptability, or even just download is always going to hurt, and it being able to be, like, any type is just awesome. I don't remember if Raging Bull works this way. I'll have to look it up.
I believe Raging... I forget... Actually, that's a good question. I don't know how Raging Bull works.
Yeah, I know at the very least, like, you know, worst comes to worst, that's still a stab fighting move that gets rid of screens. Which is, you know, slightly stronger than Brick Break from what I remember. But, you know, again, like, Intimidate, it's decently bulky, and it gets to change its typing, like, that's still pretty good.
Actively trying to find the answer to this question.
Yeah, please do.
No, it is based on the Tauros, so it will just be a fighting type move still.
That makes sense.
It's not quite Revelation Dance, but that's fine.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, Mimikyu, like, Disguise, like, also always very useful.
Yeah, getting that like one free hit or on something, and then being able to follow that up with a Shadow Sneak. It is very hard to like sweep a team like this while Mimikyu is still like in its disguise form, because it's like something needs to be living 2 hits.
Yeah. Yep.
So all around, like, pretty good start, I'd say. Like some good like priorities and stuff too, with like Bullet Punch on Metagross, E-Speed on Arcanine. Some like flip turning with like U-turn on Flygon, flip turn on Primarina, Volt Switch on Manectric. I like this team. I think that it can go very far.
Yeah, it's very solid. But moving on to our next new player as well, once again, we have the Golden Gate Gibles, led by Shamal. Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
I'm gonna do another little take at that. The Golden Gate Gibles being led by team captain Shamal. And here, once again, going down the list, we have Pelipper, Archulodon, Tornadus Therian, King Gambit, Rillaboom, Barraskewda, Ludicolo, Terra Captain Basculin, Manectric, and Whiscash. This is Rain. This is Rain in its purest form.
This is the rainiest rain team that you will see on this side of the fucking planet. Yep. We have a whopping 5 water types here.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
This is not the only rain team in this draft league. It is the only rain team in this division specifically. But this is like the more... Out of the 2 rain teams we do have, this is the more traditional rain team. You know, you've always got your Pelipper to set up rain, also be able to defog, decently bulky too. You have Archaludon, which just loves being able to have that turn 1 Electro Shot, is what it's called, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And then of course Barraskewda, Ludicolo, they both love the rain so much.
Yeah, it's a very, very dedicated team to the rain gimmick, and I feel that like as the drafting process like began, they were doing like a pretty good job of it, because like Archaludon is a Steel Dragon that likes the rain, Tornadus Therian is a flying type that likes the rain, King Gambit appreciates the fire type moves that it sometimes like has to eat to be weaker. Same with Rillaboom. Barraskewda is like the like one of the best Swift Swim sweepers.
Yep, being so fast already and having an ability that is essentially Mold Breaker.
Yeah, at this point, like, you do have like a fairly lopsided team. Like, it is wholly dedicated to the rain, so like you usually want to use like your last couple of picks to try and round out the team a bit more because you are a bit stacked up on your weaknesses at this point. But instead we got Ludicolo, Basculin, Manectric, and Whiscash.
Yeah,
which was like double, triple, and quadrupling down on being a rain team.
Yeah, so, one of the big things, I mean, again, we talked about Pelipper and Tornadus, Therian. There's not a lot of fighting resist, and there's a lot of, like, pretty, like, frail Pokemon / really weak to fighting Pokemon. Like, Archelodon is not going to appreciate close combat. King Gambit will crumple over if it even thinks about a black belt. And then Ludicolo, I mean, like, Ludicolo is a good rain Pokemon. I do think it kind of steps on the toes of Rillaboom a little bit, in the sense that, like, this is my grass-type Pokemon for my rain team.
Yeah.
And then Terra Captain, Basculin, Manectric, and Whiscash. Manectric and Whiscash both, granted, give you that electric immunity, which is actually really nice.
Yeah, it was definitely necessary at this point, but like Terra Captain, Basculegion, I kind of have my question marks.
Yeah. Well, not even Basculegion, just Basculin.
Basculin, yeah, again, sorry, I keep thinking it's better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Basculin. It's like it serves way too much of the same purpose that Barraskewda and Ludicolo already provide you, and I feel generally just a worse way.
Something else to keep in mind, I had to look this up to remind myself, Basculin does not get Swift Swim.
Oh, right, it's just adaptability, isn't it?
Yeah, it's adaptability, Reckless, and Mold Breaker. That's it.
Then I'm even more questioning as to why too. I thought at least it was a Swift Swimmer, but that's not even true.
No.
Yeah, I don't exactly see the utility Basculin is bringing. I much more would have preferred something to cover. I guess you already have 3 water types at this point to like cover those things' weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like bulkier to try and like switch into if need be. But instead, like Archelodon and Tornadus Therian and King Gambit are gonna have to catch a lot of the strays that none of the water types want to take.
Yeah. I still think, at the end of the day, like, Rain Team is still, like, pretty strong. And I think it has, like, just enough, obviously, to still be a serious threat. Like, King Gambit, like, on its own, like, is just still so scary. And Archelodon in the rain is also still so scary, but I think without that, that, like, fighting resist, it is going to be significantly harder. But, I'm curious to see how they do. I'm curious to see how they play, and how they deal with the weaknesses that they do have.
Yeah, they might be like looking for trades to try and maybe swap out some of those lower point Pokemon for other stuff. Like like a water ground type like Whiscash does always. Like, it often has a home just because of, like, how good that typing is, and Whiscash does get silly things like Dragon Dance.
Yeah.
It benefits from rain specifically for this team because it has hydration, so it can do, like, rest shenanigans, because you immediately wake up if you rest.
Yep.
But aside from that, I do feel that it's going to be pretty hard to justify bringing anything besides the top 6, and maybe occasionally swapping out Rillaboom for Ludicolo.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I feel like that's gonna be happening a lot of the time.
I agree. Would you like to introduce our next team?
True. Our next team are the Sydney Sylveons, as coached by Koei, who got dragged into this mess because of me. I apologize. Yeah, they have a, honestly, pretty well-balanced team. Going down the list, we've got a Dragapult, Victini, Milotic, Mega Absol, Registeel, Togekiss, Breloom, Rhydon, both as Terra Captains, Breloom and Rhydon, a Furret, and Pomot.
Yes. This is definitely one of the faster / maybe the fastest draft or fastest team in this division specifically.
Yeah, like the speed in this division is pretty lackluster. We will see one Pokemon. Actually, we will.
Actually, yeah. There's
speed Dragapult.
Yeah, there's another team actually that is faster. I forgot about that one, but
yeah, we do have some fast stuff. But like I feel all around this team is pretty just like nicely rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's followed like principles very well. You've got Fairy Dragon Steel. You've got Fire Water Grass. Most of the immunities are covered.
Mm-hmm.
Even some extra abilities to give immunities, like the Lightning Rod on Rhydon, who can Terrestrialize and keep that electric immunity.
Yes. Even like Terra Captain Breloom as well. Like, you know, just being able to get rid of that 4 times weakness of flying is like just so nice. But like, you know, you were mentioning it earlier when we were taking notes, but Terra Flying Rhydon, being able to have an electric immunity, and to be able to throw in rock types with a stab earthquake still, it's just so scary.
Yeah, that thing is bulk, by the way. Like 105 base HP, 120 base defense is boosted by a Violite. Mm-hmm. On the physical side, Rhydon is a beast. You don't look at the special side, it's only base 45. It's boosted with a Violite still is decent, especially with its HP, and then like some investment on top of it.
Yeah, I know it's mainly because of their HP, but if Chansey can get away with 5 defense in Eviolite, I think Rhydon can get away with, you know, a little bit more in special defense there.
Yeah, Rhydon can get away with 9 times the special defense that Chansey has physical defense.
Yeah.
Though, like, for both cases, like, the investment is what gets you most of the way to there.
Absolutely.
Aside from that, like, this team on the physical side is a monster. 120 base attack from Dragapult. Victini only base 100, but it's got that V-Create for 180 base power move. Mm-hmm. Mega Absol, 150 base power. By default, Breloom, Technician, 130 base power. Rhydon also 130 base attack.
Registeel,
like, they're a crazy
also,
amount.
Like, Body Press, like, also still so scary.
Yeah, Palmot with 115 base attack, and the main thing about Palmot is that it gets to abuse high base power moves. Same thing with like Victini, where like it can use close combat. It gets the what's it called, like double zap?
Double shock.
Double shocks. Yeah.
Though it is worth knowing that with double shock, you can only use it once before you have to switch out.
You can only use it once, but I feel like it can do in the work. After that, you just full switch away.
Yep. Also, some people will look at this team and be like, there's no hazard removal. First of all, you know, you've got Mega Absol with Magic Bounce, of course. But also, Furret does get Tidy Up.
Furret gets Tidy Up, Togekiss can defog. I believe Dragapult can too, if it has to. It doesn't really want to, but it can.
Let me look that up real fast. You're probably right.
Yeah. Aside from that, like, this team is definitely like aiming to like use its bulkier Pokemon to like slow pivot into its more offensive threats, like Milotic. High HP. It cannot? Okay, never mind. I have lied. Me when I tell a lie.
All the time.
Yeah, Milotic can like slow, like fairly slow flip turn into friendly Pokemon. Togekiss can turn, Dragapult can turn, Victini can U-turn. Mm-hmm. Bird can U-turn. There's a lot of turning going on here. Palmot probably gets Volt Switch.
I'll double check. Probably though.
Yeah, I mean most electric types do. Shortly.
Okay, no, we still. Oh wait, no, yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does get Silver Volt Switch.
Okay, there you go.
Also has Wish. So like, can Wish Pass actually.
True. I mean, this thing also gets Revival Blessing, but Revival Blessing is banned, and we'll be seeing the other Pokemon that can use Revival Blessing that's still banned.
Yep, we do not allow that. You lose a Pokemon,
it also, like,
it stays gone.
Yeah, it also, like, it's a bit, like, questionable on our side, like, on how we deal with that stats-wise. So, it's just gone. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Dead things should stay dead. I'll just declare it in our party. But honestly, I'm a fan of this team. Like, I like it. It's got good speed stats, like a lot of different breakpointer hits, like Dragapult's like insanely fast. Absol's 115. Palmod 105. Victini flat 100. And just like gradually built down. So like every Pokemon that you build against this team has to heavily consider, do I want to outspeed something? Or am I going bulky instead?
I agree. Yeah, it's a very well-rounded team.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of like pretty versatile Pokemon too, because Milotic can... In Milotic it's mostly just like the bulky, but like Victini can do a bunch of different stuff. Dragapult is mixed. Togekiss mostly wants to commit war crimes, but it can occasionally do other things if it wants to.
Yeah.
Breloom can be like this stupid Toxic Heal set, or like the very scary like Swords Dance, Terra Fighting, I now Mach Punch your entire crew into the graveyard.
Yeah. I do also love the combo of Registeel and Togekiss, just because like Registeel like oftentimes has to be worried about like those like fighting types or those ground types, and Togekiss doesn't care about either of those. Yeah,
Togekiss quad resisting, fighting, and being immune to ground, like they pair extraordinarily well together. Like the defensive core of this team sticks together incredibly well. It's gonna like aim to wear down the opponents gradually over time, and then when the time is right, Absol comes in or Dragapult comes in and cleans up what is left without resistance.
Yep. Or hear me out. Furret comes in, tidies up the competition.
Yeah. One downside to a tidy up is it is like defog, and then it cleans both sides.
Yeah.
So like you do get rid of your one rocks, which I don't believe there's too much in the way of hazards going on here outside of stealth rocks.
I know
but like those are
Registeel and Rhydon both definitely get rocks. Rhydon might get spikes.
I want to say it doesn't, but fucking maybe.
There's a lot of Pokemon that get spikes. Like
yeah,
spikes is
I mean like Vesp. I mean we'll get to it, but like Vespiquen can learn it for some reason.
Yeah. Actually no, yeah, you're right. It does not get spikes. Can run Toxic though.
True, but fucking everything gets Toxic.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Welcome to NetX where everything learns Toxic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do not have a grounded poison type for Toxic Spikes, though.
That's correct.
Like I didn't see like too much like in the form of like wanting those on the field anyway.
Yeah,
in this division.
Yeah, we don't really have a poison like immunity. So like if I know Registeel. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah, and Registeel there.
Yep. So I forgot Registeel.
And also
right
like
Rhydon
resist. Rhydon resist also.
Well, it's more so like
actually.
More so like a toxic immunity is kind of like the main thing.
True.
But Breloom can also benefit because of Poison Heal.
Yeah, Poison Heal. Poison Heal is a dumb fucking ability.
Yeah.
All around, I like it.
Yeah.
I think that this team can do a lot of things very well. Can adapt a bunch of things to like whatever scenarios call for. And if all else fails, Togekiss can just flinch it to death.
Yep.
Alright, let's move on to the fourth team, going at a pretty nice and steady pace here. You want to introduce the next one?
I would love to. Up next, we have the Kracked Kricketunes, coached by Not Pimp. I believe they are the defending champ as well, are they not?
No, the defending champion is Vincent.
That's right, yes. That's right, they won the off-season. Right?
Yeah, and also like the first off-season. The second off-season got won by Claire, I believe?
Yes. Yes, okay, so Kracked Kricketunes, coached by Not Pimp. Pretty solid lineup. We've got Cinderace, Galvantula, Empoleon, Terra Captain Bisharp, Ursaluna, Terra Captain Articuno Galar, Weezing, Gourgeist, Dachshund, Tatsugiri, and Ogerpon.
Ogerpon immediately brings like nightmares back, but like this is a much like the Sylveons team, like very well balanced all around, like Pokemon that can do a bunch of different stuff.
Yep, you got decent speed with Cinderace and even Ogerpon. You've got pretty good physical bulk. You know, Empoleon can obviously be both physical and special. Ursaluna, very, very thick on the physical side. Dachsbun also quite thick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and also gets a fire immunity.
Yep, and also that fire immunity. Speed is a little like just slow enough where like, you know, like obviously Cinderace is there, but aside from that, like everything else is like kind of in that 100 or like 110. So
yeah, it's Cinderace, Ogerpon, Galvantula are mostly like keeping that ends together, and after that, like a lot of Pokemon can start making the option of like, okay, like I'm gonna go bulky and live hits and then kill back, because you're weaker because you invested in speed.
Yeah, but it is also worth noting that with Galvantula on this team, we do have webs.
True, webs are active, and that's puts it sort of like in the Kricketunes advantage again of like, they can choose to be bulkier, knowing that like, oh, like with webs on their side of the field, like, I'm going to be faster anyway.
Yeah.
Even if they've invested. We do have one rapid spinner here in Tatsugiri to get rid of hazards without getting rid of your own sticky web. Alternatively, there is also Cinderace with core change, which it is funny that core change is a thing. You want to be careful not to put webs on your own side, or maybe you do because you want to activate fucking competitive on Napoleon or Defiance on Bisharp.
Yeah,
it would be funny.
It would be funny. Not to mention, like, honestly, like, there's just so much like hazard control and like hazard sitting on this team. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like,
hazards are like well and duly like in favor of the Kricketunes here.
This man is master of the field, master of the court, if you will.
Yeah, he gets to pick which side of the field that he likes more, presumably the one with fewer hazards on him, and then just like play his game from there.
Yeah, and then if he wants to play a slower game, like, you know, we've got Ursaluna, you know, Guts, 140 base power or 140 base attack, combined with like Facade and Headlong Rush. Like, it's just always so scary to look at this bear.
Oh, I hate the bear. I'm absolutely terrified of the bear. It's also like a good status absorber because, you know, if you're already burned anyway and you don't give a shit about it, you don't... Like, it's easier to take stuff like the Scalds, which are now everywhere again, the Toxics, which are now everywhere again, and have to care about it less, and still being able to fire off your 140 base power, 140 base attack, guts boosted facades.
And then you get to choose between like a poison with ground immunity or a grounded poison type to absorb those toxic spikes as well. With Wheezing.
Yep. All around, I'd say very, very, again, like well-rounded, very able to just like be like, oh, I have a clear game plan of like punch holes with Ursaluna and then take advantage with my other faster Pokemon to sort of like break through defensive stalls. Pretty good type coverage, like some extra like immunity abilities with Levitate, with Well Baked, with Storm Drain on Tatsugiri.
Yeah,
I like it. It has a lot of options. I see this. I can see this team going very far.
Kind of similar as well to San Antonio Jolteons, where like it's kind of like no Pokemon like super stands out here, but what does stand out is just how well balanced and rounded the team is in general.
Yeah, with the highest pick being the Cinderace with the 8 points, everything else being like lower, but there also isn't a single 1-point Pokemon on here, and he did go for 11 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which, the fact that like most of them feel like they have a very clear and defined purpose that they can fill should the niche for it arise. Yeah, I feel Pimp has done a good job here. Like probably like the only Pokemon that I have like slight question marks with is Gourgeist, and even then I can see like, oh, it's a Ghost type. You can try to like Spin Block.
Pass burns.
And yeah, get some like burns around with Will-O-Wisp, and that's really it. I don't know what else this thing is gonna do. Like that, and get some lead seeds around, I guess.
Yeah.
If Ogerpon is too frail and you need a bulkier grass, well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, do you want to bring us down to the next team?
The fifth team that we are taking a look at today is the Northern Ninetales, as coached by Firebolt, who is also very much a part of the interior decoration at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing with him the namesake of his team, the Alolan Ninetales, supported with Aurora, that's me, Zeraora.
Aurora, you're helping Firebolt?
Hi. Yeah, I'm helping Firebolt. Firebolt, if you ever need any help, just call me up. Alolan Sandslash, Darkrai, Nidoking, Ceruledge, Virizion, Mega Ampharos, Regirock, Wartortle, and Rapska, with the Sandslash being a Terra Captain.
Yes. So immediately, we've got kind of our main Hail core, or Snow core. I don't remember if Natdex uses Snow or Hail.
It's Snow.
It's Snow? Okay.
Yeah.
Alolan Ninetales, being able to set up Aurora Veil. Can also spam Blizzards if it needs to, / Moonblast as well. And then Terra Captain, Alolan Sandslash, being able to abuse that Hail. It hasn't really stood out in draft too much in the past. It's kind of just weak enough to where it can't do that much damage with only base 100. But being able to sort of set up Swords Dance while also having that Snow to support it, and of course, who doesn't love being able to sit behind Aurora Veil? I think that combined with being able to change its typing should help it out a lot. Typically what holds us back is it can't deal with certain type matchups, but now you can definitely prepare for those type matchups that Alolan Sandslash usually can't with its Stab Ice and Stab Steel. Especially when you compare it with a lot of its other teammates.
Yeah, we do have a pretty balanced set of teammates here. Whereas the Rain team was very double, tripling, quadrupling down on the Rain. Firebolt has chosen the calmer path of being okay, I have my two main ice Pokemon, one of which can tear away from ice, so we don't overlap with weaknesses too much. And then aside from that, it's just here to support with the Aurora Veil and letting the rest of its team set up, and set up they can with stuff like Darkrai.
Mm-hmm.
Who, boy, does that thing enjoy being able to safely set up a nasty plot, and suddenly it is punching real hard through various teams. Because it's got a pretty varied move pool. It can Dark Pulse, it can Sludge Bomb, it can Ice Beam, Focus Blast, I'm pretty sure. Though you prefer to run literally anything else.
Yeah, I mean it depends on what you need for the matchup. Darkrai is just a really good Pokemon to have because, if oh, I don't need to run Thunderbolt, I can run Ice Beam instead. Cool, I'll just do that. Or, oh, I don't need Ice Beam, I need instead to run Sludge Bomb. Or, just for whatever reason, because it randomly gets Spatial Rend, I need to deal with this powerful Dragon type,
Yeah, why the fuck does this thing get Spatial Rend?
I don't
That's
know.
so weird.
I don't know. I just work here. But, it's just so good. And then alongside that, we also have Zeraora. Being a physical electric type Pokemon with a good signature physical electric move is just always so good.
By golly, they've done it. They finally figured it out.
Yep. Now, if only they could just do that for regular Pokemon, you know? Like, just give us that normal, you know, like, stab physical electric move that doesn't have a huge drawback. Or at least good enough power to justify that drawback.
Yeah, like we have Double Shocks, which is exclusive to the Palmot line. We've got Voltackle, which is exclusive to the Pikachu line. And then we've got Plasma Fist, which is exclusive to Zeraora. Luxray could die in a ditch, I guess.
Yeah.
One thing I am noting like about this team is like we've got like some good speed tiers going on, like some good like balance and typings and all that jazz. Outside of Darkrai, it has a bit of a problem really punching holes and stuff.
Yeah, I would say the next most powerful Pokemon, and even more powerful than Darkrai, technically, is Mega Ampharos 165 special attack. But Mega Ampharos is also very slow and not the bulkiest. It can definitely, like, Electric and Dragon can definitely take advantage of some, like, weird type combination shenanigans. And can definitely get the job done. Regirock, you know, base 200, it is kind of a poor man's Registeel in a lot of ways, but with a higher base defense, it can immediately click Body Press, and still do, like, the same thing that Regirock does do, or sorry, that Registeel does do.
Yeah, it does like suffer a little bit because like Regirock really likes being a Terra Captain just because like Rock by default is so defensively hot garbage. The fact that it's stuck as one is unfortunate for it.
Yeah. And then Cerulege is actually a really good pickup here. It's a very strong physical attacker, which I do feel this team does kind of lack a little bit of. You know, we mentioned, you know, Alolan Sandslash and Zeraora, of course. But beyond that, I mean, like, Nidoking can do it, but Nidoking, because of sheer force, is typically going to run special.
Yeah, it's like special move pool is just much more acquainted to running the Life Orb and sheer force combo.
Yeah, so I think, you know, having a good, like, physical fire and ghost type Pokemon is definitely going to help Fireball out a lot. Especially because that does kind of help cover, like, Alolan Sandslash and Alolan Ninetales. It gets Flash Fire, so it can actually be a fire immunity. And then Virizion can be, you know, your Dark resist alongside Darkrai, of course. Fireball's bottom two Pokemon, Wartortle and Rapska, I think are interesting picks. Why don't you run us through Wartortle a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, Wartortle really just is the poor man's Blastoise. It gets to run the Violite, so like its defenses, while they don't look the most impressive, do get boosted by that, which is nice for it. Aside from that, like, it just, like, Rapid Spins, this thing still gets to learn Shell Smash. It's still the pure water type that's Blastoise is. So, like, that's just, like, perfectly fine defensive. Defensively speaking, it can flip turn to get itself to safer positions. Like, all around, like, despite the fact that it's the quote-unquote poor man's Blastoise, not bad at all. Rapska, one of, like, the main draws to it is that it has a Revival Blessing, which, as we've noted with Palmot before, isn't allowed. It is pretty frail and also slow, which is always not a great combination, but it does have 115 base special attack and also quad resists fighting, which a lot of this team doesn't really appreciate that much. So I can see the logic there, especially like before Sandslash terrestrializes, it's still like 4 times weak to it.
Yeah. It's also, you know, like, Bug and Psychic, like, yeah, it's not the best type combination, but, you know, it's nice to have, like, a Psychic type that can do decent enough damage. Can also do Trick Room shenanigans, if I remember correctly, as well.
It can do some Trick Room shenanigans, yeah. It's also notably, like, one of the few ground resists on this team, the other one being Virizion. Which... yeah, like, ground types this team doesn't like that much. He does threaten them a lot, because he does have 2 ice types on his team. But, like, just, like, getting ground spammed against by something that isn't a ground type itself can yield some pretty good results.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
I feel, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Let's move on to our 6th theme of the night, day, whatever time it is when you are watching this. That being Claire's team, the Maryland Manectrics. Why don't you tell me about Claire's team?
Claire's team. All right, so going down the list once again, we have Doug Trio, Mega Diancie, Sinista, Alolan Muck, Hydrapple, Terra Captain Avalugg, Lantern, my boy, Terra Captain Magcargo, Terra Captain Masquerain, Durant, Mr. Mime, and Corvisquire. The most important thing to note here is that Doug Trio does get Arena Trap. We do allow Arena Trap in this season.
In this household?
Yeah, in this household, Arena Trap is present, is allowed. And couple that with Mega Diancie and Hydrapple. This is actually a pretty scary, like, team. There's a combination you were talking about earlier. I already forgot what it was.
The funny haha combination that this team can do is Durant has as its hidden ability, for some reason, Truant, which makes you not do anything every other turn. So what you can do is you send in Truant, you use Entrainment to give the ability to your opponent. You still keep it yourself, by the way, like you just change their ability into yours. Then, hopefully, you die, and Dugtrio comes in, who now traps the opponent who has to skip every other turn. And using Protect and Hone Claws, now you can set up a 120 base speed Pokemon to plus 4 times attack.
Yep.
And then you just have to hope that the opponent doesn't have Ice Shard, or Aqua Jet, or a sturdy Pokemon, or Sucker Punch,
or Jet Punch.
Or any priority really, because 35 base HP and 50 defenses is not going to make this thing live anything.
Yeah. But looking at the rest of Claire's team, we mentioned earlier Mega Diancie, another Magic Bounce user. Also, the offensive capabilities of Fairy and Rock is just a really scary type combination, whether it's physical or special. Sinistcha, Claire has shown that she just loves Poltegeist, so now she wanted to try a little bit of a different flavor tea. Sinistcha is gonna be like a pretty decent like spin blocker. Machagacha is a really funny move that allows you to just heal and also be able to just poison someone burn someone for no R.
Yeah, the fact that we just have like better skull at home is frankly disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But here it is. It's a lot of funny little guys as well. Like we've got a lot of Muck here, high HP, decent attack, decent like defenses. And Poison Dark is like such an obnoxious fucking defensive typing to try and punch through. Like you've got Earthquake.
Yeah, Earthquake.
Is it just Wait, is it just ground? Is it just ground that hits them super
effective? It is only ground. That is
it. Yeah, it is like Buck Steel, which Durant also is only immune to, or only weak to fire, rather.
Yep. And the next Pokemon doesn't really care too much about either one, and that's Hydrapple. Hydrapple, I mean, granted, Hydrapple is definitely more favored on like taking special hits. From what I
no, actually, it's more favored fitting. It's 110 physical defense, 80 special defense, but like 106 HP means it's fine. And this thing can run. This thing can run like Assault Vest like pretty easily.
That's what I'm thinking of. I always run Assault Vest on this thing.
Yeah, like Assault Vest, Hydrapple with like Fickle Beam, Draco, Giga Drain, and some fourth move alongside Regenerator. Leave you with a pain in the ass that's not gonna go away fucking ever.
Yeah.
It does have a quad weakness to ice, but conveniently, Claire does have Avalugg as like the premier. I'll take that Ice Shard or Avalanche or Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear.
Mm-hmm.
4 days, forever, non-stop. And a Lantern to also take some ice hits.
Yeah, I mean, Lantern can definitely be like a pretty decent like pivot. Can also Volt Switch. Can also be an electric immunity or a water immunity, depending on what Clear needs more. Which is also really nice for someone like, say, like Matt Cargo, which can also terrestrialize, get rid of that dual weakness to ground.
Dual weakness to water.
Dual weakness to water, yeah. And then
It's also like a funny weak armor Shell Smasher potentially, which like the cargo is so sad because even after doubling its speed with maximum investment, it doesn't outspeed 110 base Pokemon.
Yeah.
So you need both the boosts. Like you need to like get hit and then Shell Smash, and now you are like 470 something, which at least gets you like faster than most things. They're still slower than most Choice Scarfers.
Yeah. The next Pokemon is Masquerain, which is also a Terra Captain. I don't know if I love putting Terra on this Pokemon. It does quick Quiver Dance, so it can set up itself. I don't think it's like special attack or even its speed is like that bad in the grand scheme of things. And it does also get Sticky Web as well. I just don't think it's going to be able to use Terra nearly as effectively as like Matt Cargo or Avalugg. And I looked down at some of Claire's other like lower point Pokemon, and I feel like the Terra could have been better, like especially like something like Durant.
Yeah, like Durant being able to get rid of that 4x fire weakness for something else, also like help it like punch through some other obnoxious Pokemon could have been nice. I don't feel Masquerain's the worst thing. Like I do feel that like if you get that one person that like is weak to Masquerain's main moveset, and then also like one specific type that you get from terrestrializing, that'll be nice. It also gets the Intimidate to try and set it up just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Even if it's still like a bit frail.
And this thing does get a lot of water moves too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Because originally it is supposed to be a water type before it evolves.
Yeah, as Source gets.
I know it gets Hydro Pump. I'm trying to think what other water moves it gets. Does it get Scald? Pretty sure it gets Scald.
It might get
Yes.
Scald. I will get on that. Okay, you're already on that.
Yeah, I pulled it up as I was asking.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got some like decent like utility options in like defog, in these sticky webs, in just spamming Skull that shit.
You can also set up
Which is
Tailwind
never-
and like U-turn if it really wants to as well.
Yeah, it's got options. I feel like Masquerain is fine. Maybe not like again the best Terra Captain, but it can serve its purpose.
Yeah.
And at the bottom we've got Mr. Mime and Corvus Squire. I do believe in Corvus Squire a bit less than like a lot of other Violite using Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just because like a lot of the other Violite Pokemon tend to have like a bit higher defenses and or higher HP, whereas Corvus Squire is pretty middling all around.
I think
It also doesn't have the flying steel typing that its dad does either.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I think if Corvus Squire had Flying and Steel like Corviknight did, I think it could take advantage of Evilite a little bit better. Especially because it is actually a little bit faster than Corviknight. Not by much, though. But, there's also just the simple fact that, like, it doesn't have like the best abilities. Like it's kind of just Unnerve, and maybe Big Pecs could have like some stuff. Not being able to lower defense is nice. I think Corvus Squire, just an extra defog. Like it's nice, but eh.
Yeah, but U-turn as well.
Oh yeah, and U-turn.
It has its things that it does. I feel that like this team already has like enough like good defensive pieces that Corvus probably won't be seeing that much use. Especially given that like where like some teams have a problem that like ground is like a pretty devastating type to them. Clara actually doesn't give that much of a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
so, I'd say.
Yeah, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime can be kind of like a secret, like, you know, base 100 special attack. That's pretty good. It's got decent enough speed with like, you know, 90 speed. Everything else about it though is like kind of like 120 special defense is nice, but 40 HP is not nice.
Fucking Mr. Mime is like falling apart. It's got leprosy.
Yeah.
Someone please help this thing.
Yeah, for real. I mean, hell, I think Corvus has more HP. Yeah, it has 68 HP. So.
It does, yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I think that's a really good team.
Yeah, we have got 2 more to look at today.
Yeah. Our next team on the docket is Canadian Clod Squad, led by Milo. Cannot speak anymore. Holy cow. Canadian Clod Squad led by Milo. Their team consists of Jumpluff, Great Tusk, Klefki, Mega Aerodactyl, Toxapex, Terra Captain Hisui Avalugg, Armarouge, Dusclops, Raikou, Persian, and Gloom.
This team is fast.
Is so fast.
It's fast and fat. Like Great Tusk, Pex, Avalugg, and Dusclops are all real fucking fatties that are difficult to get rid of by conventional methods.
Great Tusk.
Granted, granted, 2 of those are like very specially frail, but
yeah. Well, I know Toxapex definitely favors its physical bulk, but it has like decent special bulk too, from what I remember.
I mean, Toxapex is 152 as physical defense and only 142 special defense. So like it's like fairly even.
Yeah.
It's mostly like it tends to feel more physically bulky because it gets scalds, and therefore physical attacks are nullified. Congratulations, please go away.
Yep.
The staple Jumpluff, a Milo staple.
Yep.
A Milo favorite.
A
Milo
favorite.
classic.
Yep. But like looking at the rest of this, I think. Actually, hold on. No, never mind. I was gonna say, I think this is the only 10-point Pokemon, but I forgot Dragon Ball is also 10 points.
Dragon Ball is another 10-pointer.
Yeah. But Great Tusk is just so scary. You know, there's so many different sets it can run. It's like just fast enough to take good advantage of Scarf. It has incredible bulk, incredible offensive stats. It's just such a scary, and like ground and fighting is just such a scary offensive type coverage. Or type combination.
Yeah,
I mean.
It can rapid spin and trailblaze too to like up that speed to suddenly like be very difficult to take advantage of.
But then,
speed all around it for this team is like pretty damn good anyway. Like Jumpluff's pretty like 110 high up there. Mega Aerodactyl is insane with 150.
Yep.
Both Raikou and Persian have 115.
Yep. Like granted, Mega Aerodactyl can't hold an item, but like 150 speed is still just so fast. And like combine that with like Tough Claws and like Mega Aerodactyl has like kind of deceptively good coverage. It's not like the best. There's definitely like a lot of gaps in what it can hit. But it's still really, really good.
It's a very strange thing because like its coverage is pretty good, but its coverage that specifically makes use of its Tough Claws abilities is pretty limited.
Yeah. But even then, like, you know, it still gets Dragon Dance, so like 130, like, you know, like physical attack. without a ability in theory, stuff like Earthquake, Stone Edge, stuff like that, it's still really, really good.
Yeah. And we have noted how like Pimp is not very necessarily concerned about hazards at all. We've got Great Tusk, we've got Avalok as spinners here. Klefki can defog. I'm pretty sure Tumpluff can defog.
I'll check.
Yeah, like if there is a more premier spinner than Great Tusk, feel free to point them out to me because I don't know.
I don't know them either. Jumbluff cannot defog.
Cannot defog. Okay, but that's still like two really good spinners. And like if you want to be like, oh, I'm going to bring in my Ghost type to spin block Great Tusk, congratulations. It's now going to just use like Earthquake or something else to blow your ass up.
Yeah. We're not very good at guessing Pokemon's moves today.
That's apparently not.
Yeah. That makes sense for you. It's what, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. now?
Not important.
But yeah. All around, like, this is a very, like, well-rounded draft. You have great bulk, you have great offensive stats, you have great speed. Like, I would say the only part that I don't really love about this draft is I do think you could have taken Persian and you could have taken Gloom and you could have just replaced that with another 2-pointer and still be just as well off.
Yeah, like while we were looking around at the teams before we started recording, Slacking came to mind. It's just like a pretty premier like normal type, if that's like what you wanted, because we already have Poison and Grass covered by other Pokemon on the team.
Yeah. Or even if you wanted like like not necessarily like something like Slacking where like you do have to play around with Truant. You could have gone Audino. And had like a more dedicated cleric as well. Yeah.
And get like a stupid, annoying regenerator core with like Audino and Toxapex switching back and forth. Toxapex taking the fighting type moves Audino doesn't want to see, and Audino taking everything that Toxapex doesn't want to see.
Yeah. But I mean, like even then, like Persian is still like 115 speed. That's pretty nice. And Gloom, like being an Evilite's user with Strength Sap is not the worst thing in the world. And having another grounded poison to soak up toxic spikes, never necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. The average defense on this team is 104. That is crazy.
That is nasty.
Yeah.
But with that,
pretty good.
I think it's time to talk about our final team of Team Skull.
We have got one more team to look at here. It is Spood. It is the Southtown Sandslashers, my fellow co-host of the whole league. Bringing us here with a Palafin, a Hatterene, a Thunderous Incarnate, Corsola, Superior, Garchomp, Cobalion, Houndoom, Vespiquen, Grafaiai, as the team, with Vespiquen and Corsola being Terra captains.
Yes. Also worth noting, this is Galarian Corsola as well.
Yeah, Galar Corsola. I should specify. It's not the fucking water rock that doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, it has Regenerator.
Does it?
Yes, it does actually have Regenerator, weirdly enough.
Ah, whack.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess, like, Coral can regenerate, though slowly.
Yeah, well, it doesn't
not Corsola anymore, though. Corsola's a bit fucking dead.
I was gonna say, it doesn't regenerate fast enough in Galar, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spood here trying out some new toys. Palafin, legal here for the first time. Pretty infamous that it got kicked out of singles, just because, like, this thing's attack is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Once it gets to the DD hero form, it gets 160 base attack. Back that up with a priority move of 60 base power and Jet Punch, which it's just better Aqua Jet.
Yeah. Especially when you combine that with Terra. Thankfully, it cannot Terra here, obviously. But it's no wonder why it got banned in singles.
Yeah.
When you
Also,
can't-
Wave Crash, 120 base power, water type move. It keeps up momentum with flip turn.
Mhm.
Yeah, Palafin, really insane. Gotta take some dedication to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, and something we were talking about here is there's not a lot of water immunity in this division. You know, there's Lantern, there's
Gastrodon, and
something else.
Tatsugiri.
Tatsugiri, thank you.
That was the one.
Yeah. That's it. That's all your water immunity.
Yeah, and keep in mind that like you are not just fighting a Palafin. There are like a bunch of other members of this team that are also here to fuck up your day.
Yep, we've got Garchomp, which can run, really like two main sets right now. You can always run like that offensive like Scarf Chomp or even like Scale Shot. You can run Tank Chomp. Cobalion's here. Steel and Fighting is an awesome type combination, and the fact that you can now like openly resist that Dark type, which Galarian Corso loves being able to bring in a new friend on those like knockoffs to keep its Evilite.
Yep, and hitting Cobalion with knockoff also activates Justified.
Yep. So now this Pokemon that only has base 95 attack is now a lot scarier looking all of a sudden.
Yeah, at base 90, but yeah.
Oh, right, base 90.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Go ahead.
Like, the offense of this team, like, is pretty well, like, balanced between, like, physical attackers and special attackers. Palafin, like, if it ever, like, is running into a team that for some reason it can't hurt physically, like, 106 special attacks, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Hatterene, obviously, like 136 special attack, which is like one of the higher things we've seen in this whole division.
Did you know Hatterene does not get Moonblast?
Really?
Yeah.
Does it just get Dazzling?
I mean, it gets Dazzling Gleam and Draining Kiss.
True. I'll be looking at Dazzling Gleam, thank you.
Listen, don't be sleeping on that Draining Kiss, that's all I'm saying.
True. Also gets Magic Bounce, which is nice. Dissuades hazards from being used. We've got Thunderous Incarnates to get some Prankster shenanigans up in here. Keeps the momentum with Volt Switch and U-Turn as well.
Yep.
Galar Corsola, it's basically just sort of like a discounted Dusclops. Just like a good ghost type with Violites.
I mean, there are some things that Galarian Corsola can do better. Like, it has a more consistent recovery because it has Strength Sap. Alongside that, Curse Body is like a really funny like ability where just 30% chance, hey, you can't use this move anymore.
Yeah, like the one thing you were using to hit me, it doesn't fucking function anymore.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And
also, it's a Terra Captain.
Yeah, it is a Terra Captain. It also gets Haze, so you can shut down.
Yeah, it's difficult to set up on.
Set up, yeah. Or you can even set up screens if they needed to. Yeah, this is. I would actually make the argument that Galarian Corsola is. I mean, like, they do different things, but Galarian Corsola is overall a better Dusclops. It has a little bit more HP. I think it might even have a little bit more defense. Actually, hold on.
No, its defenses are only base 100, where Dusclops is like base 140 in both, I believe.
It's 130, but yeah, no.
Or 130. Regardless, it's like dumb.
Yeah. But like even then, like like being able to have like a more consistent recovery still is just really nice. Alongside that, you've also got Terra Captain Vespiquen. Both very like defensive Terra Captains. Is kind of like the only thing where I'm like, it could be kind of hurtful. Sometimes it's nice to have that offensive flexibility. But Vespiquen, that can be, that's kind of our defogger right now. Getting rid of that bug and flying weakness is really nice. Pressure is always like kind of funny, and it does have a couple of niches. Defend Order being a built-in cosmic power essentially. But more importantly, Heal Order, being the only healing move that is still at 16 PP, because it does not technically exist in current generations.
I want to say Wish actually also didn't get nerfed.
Let me check and confirm.
Yeah. I mean, aside from that, like, it already, like, still has, like, pretty good defenses and, like, alright HP, even if it's, like, typing isn't great, but that's why it's a Terra Captain. It's got that slow U-turn to bring in, like, the more threatening Palafin, Garchomp, Thunderous, like, whatever needs to be coming in at the time.
Also, like, Grafai, for, you know, Grounded Poison and Extra Prankster. Also, yes, you are correct.
Also gets Unburden.
Yeah, Wish did not get nerfed.
Yeah,
Unless
that's why I
it
hate
was
Wish. Fuck that move.
unless it was at a weirdly higher PP before, I don't know.
No, they tried to, like, nerf everything to 5, but I guess they just glanced over Wish. Or maybe they just didn't give it anything Wish this generation. And this is only the case now because Naddex is a thing. I don't know. No, we had this problem, like, last season as well. It's 5 a.m.
I was saying, there's definitely at least some Wishmon still, but yeah. Houndoom also pretty good Pokemon. Something we haven't talked about too much just because it hasn't come up, but there is also Pursuit. Which actually, now that I think about it, you know, we've covered both Bisharp and Kingambit. It's kind of crazy we haven't talked about Pursuit yet.
True. I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah. Houndoom, you know, like, I think it's base 95 in both physical and special. So, yeah, like, it can now also be, like, a fairly decent Pursuit Trapper. Superior also being a good contrary Pokemon. You know, Leaf Storm is always just scary to have to take, because even if you resist the next hit, that's still now +2, so it's doing way more damage.
Yeah, also quickly checking, Kingambit cannot learn Pursuit, because you would have to have a Scarlet and Violet legal Bisharp, which cannot be having Pursuit, because that move doesn't exist.
Oh, are you sure? Because it still says in Showdown.
Showdown says no to me. Oh, it's because I'm not in that deck, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Me when I tell a lie.
I was about to say, like, that sounds believable, but also this is Showdown. I don't think Showdown gives a shit about that.
I mean, Showdown was, like, yelling at me so much for, like, oh, this Pokemon can't be from Pokemon Go and therefore isn't legal.
Well,
it's like, fuck you, get out of here.
You know, that's Pokemon Go. If I can't use my ZA Mega Scrafty, then you can't use your partner Eevee, alright?
Sure. Yeah, but like Spood's team here, like I really like this. I do believe that this is might be top contender for like best draft in this division.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like it's definitely the most stylish, I think. I do like Palafin. Combined with, like,
I like the new toys.
Yeah, I like that we have new toys. I'm
curious to see Grafai like see some because I was really considering it myself this season. Ended up not going with it.
Yeah, I am kind of enamored by Terra Captain Vespiquen. You know, I don't think it's necessarily that good. I don't think it's gonna be like the best Terra Captain ever. But I think its defensive utility does have a lot of like kind of weird potential.
Yeah. I will say, like, the biggest knock that I have against this team, no Mega. I know, infamously, he did want Mega Houndoom, which, at the time, he believed that another friend wanted Mega Houndoom instead, but forgot that he was the person to convince him to go with something else.
Shout out to,
to Liz.
Yeah, shout out to Liz. Shout out to Sunshine State Smollows.
God, that's gonna be a rough fucking thing to. I'm pretty sure I don't cover Liz. Liz is a mind of it. I don't cover Liz. Nice. I don't have to deal with that.
Yep. Also, I feel the pain of not having a Mega. For the longest time, I had like a couple different Megas like in my draft, and I just wasn't able to squeeze them in. So I know the pain.
Yeah, I'm very happy with mine. Mega Mobile gonna go to base, but that's neither here nor there. That's a different division.
If you want to learn
I do
more about our other divisions, though, you can watch the other division analysis.
Yes, the companion videos.
Yes.
Yes, we'll be making one for each division. You'll see a different set of 2 people analyzing each and every single one, so you get like a bunch of unique perspectives. Nobody will ever be like looking at their own division. That's the whole point of the system we're using this season. And people will be consistently covering the same division, so you can count on me and Nick going call a bunch more.
Who's that?
Guess what? Yeah. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of us, and we'll be seeing a lot of you.
I see you now.
Why? Why are you here? It's so late.
You let me in. Anyways, that I believe is it of the Team Skull analysis. Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yes, that is pretty much everything we had to go over. So yeah, thank everybody for watching. Check out the companion videos. Good luck in your matches. I believe there's like a bunch of really exciting ones to look forward to, especially our new competitors. I want to see how they fare, because we have a wide variety of people that joined with knowledge about Pokemon.
Yes, a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life of Pokemon, from casual fans who have kind of like only done like stuff like Nuzlocke, slash like playing through like the main games, challenge runs, and then other people who have come more from like the VGC side. I'm really excited to see how our new players come into draft season. But regardless,
it's gonna be exciting developments to see for sure. So we will see you all when all of that happens.
Yep. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful time of day or night.
It's the most wonderful time. We're just past Christmas.